Is the government right to scrap plans to ban smoking in pub and restaurant gardens? Give us a call on this one, 0207 862 2222. We'll speak to you in just a moment. Health Secretary Wes Streeting says that the government didn't want to cause any further harm to the hospitality industry, adding that people don't want to see their high streets going down the pan. Is this the right approach, though, or should they be doing absolutely everything that they can to stop people from smoking? Andy, save the hospitality industry, stop people killing themselves.
You know, I have a very personal experience from last weekend that tells me that it's wrong to drop this policy. I have for many years struggled with being a social smoker. If I have a drink, I want a cigarette, and it takes over my brain. Clearly the addiction is still there, and I don't smoke normally. I was out till the wee hours, till about 5 o'clock in the morning last weekend. Hadn't been out for a party for a long time. I let my hair down, let my quiff down, and I was walking around the garden of this establishment begging to find someone with a cigarette. Now, because of the change in behaviours, not one person in that smoking area in the garden was actually smoking a cigarette. Couldn't find one. And after,
is that good news?
It was, well, not at the time. However, about 20 minutes later, once the pang, the addiction went, I was so pleased that I hadn't been able to find one. And so it's absolutely the case that if you don't have people smoking, then you're less likely to smoke yourself. And we know that. And so I would personally give up the ability to smoke in a pub garden because it just makes it easier for me not to.
Well, there you go. It's going to help people quit smoking, Carole.
No, it's not. This was always a stupid nanny state idea. It was complete overreach by this government. You know, to actually imagine that they said they were doing it for the NHS. To imagine that somebody smoking a fag in a pub garden is going to give someone else cancer. It's a stretch. It really is a stretch. And for me, it's about personal freedom. I don't like smoking. I used to smoke. I haven't smoked for 25 years. I don't like it. However, I think we have to have personal freedoms as long as they don't hurt other people. And I think smoking in a pub garden is not going to give anyone else cancer.
But hold on, we brought in the smoking ban for indoors and that reduced the number of people smoking. So surely if we ban people smoking outside, it's going to decrease those number of people
smoking indoors. I can see how someone could get cancer from passive smoking if you're sitting next to someone.
But it's not just about that, it's
room.
about the person that is smoking themselves, and also potentially children could be watching and find it alluring.
Smoking,
if people want to do something stupid, let them do something stupid. And, you know, if people want to smoke themselves to death, well, then we can't stop them from doing that. We really can't. Because if you're going to take that level of interest, are we going to stop obese people eating food that we know is going to make them more obese? Are we going to ban certain foods?
Then we should say it's fine for people to take arsenic. I mean, you know, which, by the way, people did recreationally used to do in Victorian
I'm sorry,
times.
Arsenic is not... It's not a problem
is something we're okay. We were just talking about the issues...
It's a stupid comparison.
It is not. It's very accurate because in Victorian times people took it
National Health Service.
Andy.
We were just talking about the National Health Service. What the people we often don't hear from here, actually, are the smokers themselves, many, many, many of whom do not want to smoke. They have an addiction, and any help to help them stop, to take away the normalisation and the social aspect of smoking is going to help those people give up.
There's also an economic argument here on the contrary to stopping people smoking. They do contribute a huge amount to taxes, $6 billion a year. What would we do without that money? Maybe we shouldn't be encouraging people to smoke. Maybe we shouldn't be encouraging people to stop smoking.
I think the offset that you get from the clear health benefits of giving up smoking makes it worth it.
For the individual, but I'm talking about the nation as a whole. I mean, I think they contribute something like 8.9 billion to taxes. They cost about 2.4 billion.
We're getting less than they used to. Smokers...
Sorry, just to answer that question, Carole, if I may. The shortening of someone's ability to work and the impact on the health that then has a knock-on effect for all sorts of other diseases in the NHS is more than that amount.
Good point, well made. Juliet from York, what's your thoughts on...
Get one.
No, just let me get a call in, Carole. No. Juliet from York, what's your thoughts on this? Is it acceptable to do this U-turn so that people can continue smoking in restaurant and pub gardens?
No, I don't think it is. As an ex-landlady, my wonder is who would police this? Yeah. We've already said the police have got enough on their plate, so who would police this? I certainly wouldn't expect my staff to ring the police saying somebody's smoking in my pub garden.
And also, Julia, would have a massive effect on your profits. It would, you know, the pub has been under massive attack since COVID anyway. This would be the final nail in the pub's coffin, wouldn't it, if you stopped that?
I certainly think so, Carole, yes.
What do you think about Wes Streeting's comments that he didn't want to put any more pressure on the hospitality industry?
Quite right.
Well, I think after what they've just done in the budget, I think that's the least of our problems.
So I was kind of wondering, because they've taken a pound, everyone wishes a pound, taken a penny off of draft beer, but then they have increased your NI contributions that you'll have to make for your staff and various other things. Where are you in terms of how well you came out of the budget and the Labour government so far?
Well, at the moment, we're still looking at how much this is going to cost us over the year. But obviously then we will have to pass the cost on to the customer.
Which I know, well, I'm sure we will all feel. Julia, thank you very much for your call. I mean, it is true, this will be another thing for pubs to have to police. I mean, they already police people drinking under the age of 18.
The biggest problem for pubs and the hospitality industry is that young people, the new generations, aren't drinking or smoking. So in fact, a lot of this is a moot point in the next years to come. Pubs have to make themselves welcoming to younger people, and that doesn't include, you know, allowing people to smoke in the pub garden. It's making it more welcome to families, for instance, and, you know, offering better food and allowing more non-alcoholic drinks. Those are the kind of things. And allowing more of a sense of a community.
So it could have an
very
economic
condescending
benefit,
to pub owners here, people who run pubs. They do that.
Because I know pub owners who do
Can I speak now? Because I really haven't spoken on this. You know, pubs are very welcoming to families currently. Every time I go into a pub, the garden is full of people with families. So don't condescend to people who own pubs. And people like Julia, who's just been on, who she's been under the cosh for the last 5 years because of the last government and this one. And this would finish them off, completely finish them off. We can't cater to the world of young people. There's other people in the world apart from people between 20 and 30.
I love my pubs, and I'm 42, and
Yeah.
I don't want to see them close. I adore my pubs.
No.
I just don't think it's actually as relevant as we might think it is for the future benefit of pubs to worry about.
I think
smoking in
the
gardens.
good thing is that
Well,
the
they
number of
weren't.
people smoking is slowly declining, as Andy said, on its own. So maybe this isn't something that they have to worry about just now. Huge thank you to Andy and Carole. You've been an absolute fabulous panel. And Carole, I think you had your say.
I always have. I know. I'm just messing.